Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today we are doing a sort of Mediterranean style family home in Oasis Springs. I decided to take a couple days off, I guess, from uploading on YouTube just because I was having a rough time thinking about what I wanted to do. Like, I had very little inspiration for some reason. I don't know. It's weird. Normally I am just full of ideas and I have a bunch of stuff written down. I just didn't feel like doing much of anything. But anyway, we are back into it. So I really enjoyed the Caliente family's revamp or redo, if you will, that the Sims team did. And I wanted to make a house, not necessarily for them, but after seeing the new family and seeing how a bunch of people renovated their home after their renovation of the family, I was like, you know what, I can do a Mediterranean style home. So that is what we're doing today. And I decided it could just be like a small family home. So I think there's three bedrooms. The two kids' bedrooms are a little small, but they get the job done, and that's fine. And then the parent or parents' primary bedroom is very sizable. Looks quite comfy. So there's that. First thing I did was break out some furniture to place here. I did want to use a lot of the Courtyard Oasis kit because I really enjoy that kit, and I only get to use it in bits and pieces usually. It doesn't always fit what I'm building, but I try to sneak some things in there because I think the furniture pieces are just so pretty. So that is what I wanted to do here today. Like, those windows let in such pretty light. And then these windows are just base game. I use a lot of the Mega collection from base game because that's like Mediterranean style. I did break out that Desert Luxe window that you just saw me move because I was wanting to use it, but I didn't actually end up using it. It just kind of floats around for a while and then it disappears. And here's this little archway with the columns and spandrel, also from Courtyard Oasis kit, sorry. And here's moving on into the kitchen. Now I do kind of jump around, so I just kind of place the furniture, get the basic shape and the layout for everything, and then I go back and do some detail and some cluttering later because that's just easier for me. I don't get a lot of time, so if I just spend all my time on one room, I'll be here forever. I just have to get the basics down first. I knew I wanted to use this Realm of Magic counter set because it just looks so, I don't know, not ornate, so detailed, but also like it comes in some really simple swatches too. And I enjoy the cabinet setup. I spent a lot of time on the cabinet setup, and then eventually I will be adding in a sink here, and because I put the window raised up a little bit, I had to move the rest of the cabinets up to match. And I also made that little end piece there a little bit bigger because it just made sense to me that the pantry cabinet would be a little bigger. I thought of putting another little cabinet piece on top of the fridge, but it just wasn't working out. And then we break out a table. I used the Mega table, I think it's the Mega Collections table. It's the really long one that came with base game. I was kind of messing around with a whole bunch of them. I couldn't decide what I wanted, and then that's what I decided on, the sky. And the chairs I use are from my wedding stories. I use a lot of my wedding stories in here, actually. In the living room later on, the lights I put on the little gold end tables are from my wedding stories as well. Now, this huge plant is obviously from the Courtyard Oasis kit. It is enormous, and everywhere I put it, the leaves would just clip, so I just really sized it down like a whole bunch. I did that with the tool mod. And then I did use this end table from Desert Luxe kit. I end up moving that later on along with this bromeliad, and I put a hutch in this corner instead. But for now, that is there, and I'm deciding on the basic wall color. I do change a bunch of things later, you'll see, but I was trying to get an idea, and I really liked that archway from Realm of Magic, but I just really wanted to use this one from Courtyard Oasis. So I closed this in a little bit, and I made like a secondary entrance. So the first entryway is this arch, and then there's actual door right here, an actual door. I thought that might be nice because it is like a desert area, so it's not like you're going to get snow. But if it's like rainy or something, might have a nice extra like kind of sort of outdoor mudroom area. So I do end up putting like shoes in there, a little shoe rack, and what else? Oh, a little chair, a little armchair, and I think that's it. Oh, a coat rack. I think I put a coat rack there too. But for now, we are on to the second floor, and you will notice that the roof does something really silly. It is all over the place. I had such a hard time with this roof. You'll see me mess around with it a couple times. I just couldn't figure out the shape I wanted, and the back having that big gap there, I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? What am I doing here with this roof? This is what I was talking about. I had to take a couple days off because I had builder's block, and I was just, everything I tried to make or tried to do while I was just playing, not even recording, I was like, what am I doing? This is so silly. This just doesn't look good. This looks so bad. I don't know. I was just second guessing myself, but I do come back to the roof later, and I think I made it work really, really well. So I hope that you will agree. But up here, we at first had only 2 bedrooms. The main primary bedroom is this larger one in the front here, and then off to the right was going to be the kids' room. And I was thinking it would just be like a shared bedroom. But I do decide to split that up in a little bit, which you'll see. For now, I'm adding one more of these large windows, also from the Mega collection or the Mega set from Base Game. I thought that they looked really, really pretty in here. And the wood tone actually kind of matches the Courtyard Oasis wood tone in the furniture and the railing and the fence. So that was really nice. This little clover-shaped window is so cute. I love it. I don't get to use that one very often either because it is kind of strange, but it looks really, really cool with this style of home. This big Courtyard Oasis window I had to use. So this was the perfect little spot for it right here. And then here I am throwing in these columns. And at first I thought I wanted to use a color that kind of matched the pattern on the front of the stairs here. But I think I'd change everything to just be that same off-white of the spandrels in the kitchen / living room area. And then I changed the columns to the Stranger Veil columns actually because I think they work out really well. And here we are finally tackling the roof, and I changed the wall trim to a slightly more inlaid wall trim, and finally getting onto the interior and the decorating and finishing up all the little touches. So in here I used the that's the Dream Home Decorator wallpaper, that orangey kind of ombre look, and then the brick wallpaper I think is from Cottage Living, I'm pretty sure. The terracotta floor is Base Game, and I struggled with picking out a rug in here, so I changed it a number of times. You will probably see it change one more time, but I was looking for a specific pattern, and I couldn't figure out what that was, so here I am changing it one more time to this guy right here, the stripy one. I sized it down just slightly from the most sized up form of it. Now, I did go with very stripy couch and very stripy rug, and I'm okay with it. And at first I didn't think I was going to put a fireplace in here, which is why I didn't do it from the get-go, but I decided that I actually kind of liked it, and there are some chilly days in Oasis Springs, and there's a lot of open windows, so I'm thinking maybe they might like to have a fireplace. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully that works out for everybody. And this big coffee table, I did not think I could make fit, but I did. And I'm so glad I did, because the tea set from that kit fits so nicely just right in the center of that table. Don't get to use that table very often either because it is enormous. Then I threw just a bunch of plants in the corner over here and a big painting on the back wall. There it is. That big, very expensive painting. Second most expensive painting in the game, and some other pretty decorations for the wall, and this bookshelf, which is also from Realm of Magic, so it matches the counters in the kitchen. And I added a little end piece right here to the kitchen. because I think that works out really nice. And maybe that could be a spot where, you know, they put like a snack tray or something for everybody. Change that wall color to just that one side, to that burgundy wall color. I thought it was really pretty, and then I kept it, kind of ties in with the fabric on the couch and chairs, and I wanted that so badly to just all be very cohesive and colorful and vibrant. And then this little square here is going to be the half bath, so it's just a toilet and sink. I also throw in like a little bathroom organizer shelf thingy-majig, I don't know what you call them, a little hutch, and I use the Courtyard Oasis tile from for the bathroom wallpaper. I think that it's really, really, really pretty. I think I've only used it one other time in a YouTube video, and it's for the Zen tiny home. And I really liked it in there too, so I wanted to repeat it in here, just maybe a little bit more neutral for the wall color. And I added this nice little handmade wall art piece and some paintings and that little hanging light from the Desert Luxe kit, which I thought was really pretty. And here I just put a rug underneath the table, and here's that tile going up in the kitchen, and a little rug for standing in front of the sink, which of course is gold to match all of the other hardware in there. Then moving upstairs, see, we moved pretty quick here. I was suddenly stricken with inspiration, so we moved pretty quickly. But right here we have the upstairs. I kept the same tile in the hallway and bathroom, and at first I thought I was going to put carpet in all the bedrooms, but I decided on tile for the parents' room and carpet for the children's rooms. And here's a nice bathroom. It is a very strange shape. I know it is. You don't have to tell me. But I almost wanted it to be weird. Like there wasn't meant to be a bathroom here, but the family said, no, we need a second bathroom because we have way too many people in this house. So they just threw one in where they could. And there's my playtester sim. I made sure that you could use the toilet and sink and everything else properly. So that's good. We know that everything works. I added that nice big ceiling light from Growing Together. And the tile, I believe, is also that is from High School Years. Really, really pretty. I love the colors, and I love that the sink has a green green marble top. I thought that was really, really interesting. Again, another swatch I don't get to use very often, so I was excited to get a chance to use that. Here, I moved the bunk bed over to the side here, got rid of that big window, and just repeated this little cloverleaf window on the little peek out spot from the desk. And I think it was about this time that I said, well, I can't have the same window on both sides of the room. That just kind of looks silly, so let me just split up this room right here, right down the middle. And I'm glad I did that, because honestly, the child on the left, I don't know if he is, I'm envisioning him being a male sim, so if he is a child or a teen, that room still works because he has everything he needs. He has the bed, he's going to have a dresser, he has a computer, and, you know, if he needs anything else, he can just keep it in his inventory or, you know, downstairs, outside. There's so much room in this house. I don't think it's really that big of a deal. I envision this being the teen daughter's room because she has a vanity. Well, no, it's not really a vanity table. Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning. It's not really a vanity table, but it looks like a vanity table. So I kind of envision that, like, she has her laptop here, but when she is doing her makeup, she puts that away and breaks out, like, her little mirror or something. Or just takes her chair and scooches it over to the mirror to, like, do her makeup. This set right here, the whole bedroom set, is from High School Years, and I thought it was really pretty. And this light is actually from Paranormal Stuff Pack, probably the best stuff pack. Although I do like toddler stuff, I can't really lie there. But I really wanted this room to reflect that the teen was kind of transitioning. Like, she had some stickers on her dresser, some stickers on her mirror, and some cutesy little things, but she was also really trying to be one with herself and be that typical teen. You know, she's making the transition. So the pink rug will pop up on the floor very shortly. But first I picked the wallpaper. I use this one also from Paranormal Stuff Pack. It's very, very pretty and understated, but still floral like the bed sheets. And then the other side is this greenish tone that kind of matches the desk. There's that pink rug, and also the main color on the bed sheets. But the pink rug is definitely from her childhood, and she just, obviously parents aren't going to change the rug every time you decide to change your room because that's very expensive. But I think that it reflects really well, and it still matches because it goes with the colors of the tapestry and the tones in her bed sheets, and that's really cute. And here's that clover window I did put back because I didn't know what I wanted to do at first. There is that sticker mirror that I was talking about before. And moving into the son's room, the child Sim's room, who I just assume in my brain is a boy. There's a nice simple little dresser, the mixed wood tones, and then I use this speckled wallpaper, the red, black, and gray speckles on the white backdrop, and I really wanted to use like red, but this one, it was too extreme, so I kind of muted it with a lighter gray, and then I threw down a bunch of gaming posters, and then I situated them, arranged them, and used the tool mod to make them slightly off-center, just kind of sort of turned. This one I kept straight. See the one in the upper right corner I kept straight as a reference, but then the rest of them I kind of tilted. And that It Takes Two poster that came with an SDX drop, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago, is already kind of off to the side, so that was kind of my inspiration to put all the posters off askew just slightly. Then onto the desk we are just adding a simple lamp from Tiny Living, and I couldn't decide on the color, so I just went with black. Thought that would be the safest bet. And this little robot lamp on top of the dresser, because why not? He's a little boy, who wouldn't have a little robot lamp? Why not? Then there's the little star twinkle lights up in the corner there. I thought that was really cute. And here is the primary bedroom, the parents' primary bedroom, I imagine. I had a second to think about it, and I really wanted to use this swatch because I haven't used this one yet with the purple blanket and the blue headboard pillow situation. So that is what we did with that. And at first I thought I wanted this really ornate kind of swirly beige rug, but I decided against it later on, and I just continue the tile flooring from the hallway into the room, and then put an area rug on the floor under the bed. I keep trying to stop myself from yawning. Having a hard time today. But here we go. Back to this. This was part 2 of my recording for the day because my kids were napping. I can see the color difference, so I know where I am. But here's this big rug. I think this is from Cats and Dogs. At first I sized it up really big, then I changed the color, and I believe I went into Tool Mod and I sized it down a little bit because it just seemed a little too big. So I sized it down after I clutter up the end tables here with a little coffee mug, some glasses, and a watch. And then I move on to the other side of the room where I'm picking out a dresser and a vanity. And at first I thought I wanted to use this one from the, Snowyscape. But it was just a little too big. So I picked this one instead, which came with the Growing Together pack, and I picked this kind of purplish toned dresser. And then the vanity table is from Vintage Glamour. I always want to say Luxury Party Stuff, but I do not have that pack. The little icon to me says Luxury Party. No, it's not Luxury Party. Anyway, Vintage Glamour, that's where that vanity is from. And then I just changed the color up a little bit, and I changed the color of the chair. And then I just said, whatever. Put the dark purple wallpaper around the entire room, which did darken it up a little bit, but I thought it was actually pretty cool to have like a moody, dark bedroom. You are in Oasis Springs. It's probably very sunny and hot all the time. Maybe you do want a darker, cooler toned bedroom. I don't know. I would be down for it because I like dark colors. But there is that little chair, same chair as downstairs, just in a different swatch. And then I really wanted to put some books here, but I couldn't find a bookshelf I liked, so I used this shelf also from Paranormal Stuff, and I just moved the books onto the shelf there. It doesn't have a slot there for the books, which is strange to me because it fits so nice, but I made it myself with the red shelf. It is linked in the description box if you want to check that out. It is just a handy little piece of CC to help you place things if you are placing something where there's not typically a slot, or if you want to freely place something and just can't get it to line up, which is what I did here. And I put some makeup clutter and some jewelry and some lotions on the vanity table right there. I thought that looked really nice. Then I picked a new ceiling light. I think I also used one from... did I use another one from Paranormal? No, it was from Movie Hangout Stuff. This big hanging light, which I really enjoy. I just sized it down slightly and then changed the tone of the light. And here's a little dream catcher. Now that is from Paranormal Stuff. And then these pictures here on the wall are from Growing Together. They're like travel posters. So maybe the parents like to travel, or maybe they travel for work and they bring home posters when they go somewhere interesting. That hallway table is from Movie Hangout Stuff as well. I think it's really pretty. I like the colors on it. It definitely screams to me like a Mediterranean style, really brightly colored paints on darker woods. So that is why I wanted to put that there in the hallway. And I used the same curtain upstairs, so I put this curtain down here as well in the kitchen. And that is why we are now fully decorating the kitchen. I know I was really quick with the hallway there. I did most of that off camera because I was having a rough time with my kids at bedtime. And I was just hitting pause and record and pause, and I just cut a bunch of it out because it was all over the place and I kept having to regroup. But here we are decorating the dining room. So I put a little plant in the middle of the table here, and also the salt and pepper shaker that I never used but I thought looked really cool here. Now that shelf or hutch thing is, I believe, also from Paranormal Stuff. Really, really, really like that one. Again, I don't get to use it that often, so I thought it would be neat to put it here. And here's that bromeliad plant that I'm just going to move. I think I put it right back in front of the hutch. Yes, there it goes. It goes right there. And then I kind of arrange these paintings, and then I realized I do want like a side door later on, so I move that little grouping of paintings off on the left side over to the other side later on. But here is some clutter that I'm throwing onto the counter, and then I move the counters out of the way and I rearrange the clutter, so we have little stack pots on the stove and some cooking spoons and spatulas and the knife block, a big jar of olives, and a whole bunch of seasonings. And then, of course, that lovely fruit bowl that I'm just free placing over there in the corner, and the soap. And I think I also add paper towels, if I'm not mistaken. There it is, right there. Just to finish off all the clutter there. And here's some outdoor lighting because I knew I had to throw that in there at some point. And this plant is from the Courtyard Oasis kit. Haven't seen that one in a while, but I really wanted to use it here. So I think I changed it to match the tiling on the stairs. So it's that red and white and gold and black tile. And then I wanted to throw another seat here, but couldn't decide what I wanted. So I went with this. It's a City Living bench, actually. And it is really cool. It has lots of really neat swatches. I used that yellow flowery one, which, again, I don't use that one very often at all. I don't think I've ever used that bench on a residential lot, and certainly never on the channel. So I was glad to be able to use that. The stereotypical sun. I had to put that there. And then here we're working on the landscaping. So at first I thought I wanted to use like the stepping stones or like the big stones from Debug and size them up, but I did change my mind on that, and I think I just repeated the tile from the entryway and the rest of the house just down, straight down until I fence off the entire front of the area. So here's this. It's a Spanish Revival wall. It's from Base Game. It's on the house next door in a different swatch, so I thought it would look really nice here, just in a, in like a tone that matched the rest of the house. I didn't like how tall the front walls were, though, because I felt like that really hid a lot of the beauty of the home, and I didn't want to necessarily hide it, just have a little bit of privacy. So I threw down a lower wall in the front here, and I just tried to make sure that the swatch on that matched really nicely. And here's the tile that I'm continuing from the top of the stairs, on the deck down to the rest. And here's some terrain paint to help blend in the landscaping. The landscaping here was super easy. I just pulled out a bunch of stuff from base game debug of things that are already naturally found in Oasis Springs. But I also wanted some things that were from, what is the other pack I'm thinking of? Strangerville and Jungle Adventure. There you go. I'm trying to think about the other desert/jungle packs, because they actually have a lot of really nice like agave plants and cactuses and stuff. And I really wanted to use those. Had to move that door over just slightly. But here's our little back stairs leading out to the backyard area and the patio. I really wanted a nice pool back here, so that is what we did. We did another pool. I did a pool in my last video, I believe, my last speed build for the cozy grandparents home. I guess I'm on a pool kick right now. I must be thinking about summer. But here I just threw down a big old palm tree and then this little palm tree in the corner here. And we're going to have a pergola, and we're going to have lots of agave plants and cactuses and more rocks and more dirt. And I just thought it looked really, really cool back here. I don't build in Oasis Springs that often because I'm not 100% comfortable with the landscaping, and it was a good opportunity to practice. So I was very glad that this is what I finally decided on when I went to record for the channel. Oh man, I was having such a rough time the last couple days, or the last week or so. I couldn't think of anything. Has that ever happened to you? Do you ever have like builder's block or like Sims block where you're just very uninspired to play or build or create storyline? I don't know. It's very odd. It doesn't happen to me very often. I'm usually pretty much on the ball. Like, always have something I want to do in Sims or want to build. But I was all over the place. Anyway, here is that pergola. Also from base game. It was from an update. Oh man, I don't even know how long ago now. Maybe 2 years ago? A year ago? I don't remember. And then I threw down these two patio chairs from my wedding stories. And I was going to use this pub table with the Desert Luxe chairs, but I did change it to the tiny living table instead, the glass top table, so that I could use the bar height chairs, which is what I was going for. And then I think I changed the swatch on the table to just be white legs with the glass top. After I placed my favorite citronella candle from Perfect Patio Stuff. Back here we're doing more landscaping. Gotta love it. So I threw in some shrubs, some flowering shrubs, and that climbing bromeliad. And then I think I just kind of created a little bit more landscaping over here with this tall grass and more of the little cactus / agave plant. And that's when I realized that I didn't use the free one, the one that comes with debug. It's actually the one that costs money, so I was kind of like, oh, whoops. But that's okay. It's only 20 simoleons, so that's not a big deal. I put that little awning piece on top of the stairs over there, and I really liked the way that it looked, so I do repeat that in the back and then also in the front of the house, just sized up a little bit more. That was an accident. I didn't mean to put that there. I was just kind of pulling stuff out, and then I realized, oh hey, that looks really nice here. And it matches the roof trim. Oh, here I'm replacing the flowering yellow low-lying shrub with the one from Debug to try to save some kind of money. Not that this home is cheap by any means. I believe it is about 104,754 simoleons. Oh boy, so it's not exactly cheap, but what are you gonna do? I did what I could. I tried to use as much debug as possible to save a little bit when it comes to landscaping, but the Courtyard Oasis kit has some really nice items. Ooh, excuse me, but they are a little expensive. Here I am finally fixing the roof. I had finally decided I needed to cover this back piece with more of a rounded piece to make up for that weird angle on the back of the house itself, and I think it came out really, really cute. And I kind of like the way it sticks up just a little bit. You can see it from the front. Oh, I should have put I've never put a chimney in here. Oh, I'm so dumb. Sorry about that. Well, I never put a chimney here, but you are more than welcome to if you download it. It is up on the gallery under the Mediterranean family home. And I'm really glad that you guys stuck with me through all of this, because it was a long one, and I'm sorry that I kept you waiting for so long to put up a new video, but it was a labor of love. I just had to get some inspiration. I was on Zillow and no, I don't really use Pinterest, but Zillow and Google, and just perusing some of my Facebook groups, because I'm on like house selling groups, I guess it is, on Facebook. So I saw a whole bunch on there. That was really, really handy. Now here I am finally finishing up the living room, throwing in some curtains, and then we work on the back pool area. I did actually fence in this tiny little spot of garden. I didn't fence in any more gardens on the entire property, but that little spot I did. And here I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this pool here. So I think I went with like the dark brown tone to match the rest of the like the pergola and the wood trim on the bottom of the house, and then I threw in some vents and the ladders and the lights, and then I throw in the what is it called? The diving platform from Get Together, the one that has the waterfall coming down the back. I thought that was so cool. I don't think I've ever used that one because I forgot it has a waterfall that comes out of it, but I thought if there was ever a place to use it, it would be Oasis Springs. And that water texture is also from Get Together. If you don't have Get Together, it's actually a really nice pack. It has a variety of different things you could use for building. So we should be finishing up pretty soon. Oh no, first I throw in some outdoor lighting. See, I like looking at the property at night, because you don't want to upload a property to the gallery and then when the Sims are in it at night, all of a sudden everything's just pitch black outside. That bothers me so much. So I do try to look at it at night too, and make sure that everything has a well-lit area. And here I am finally tackling the rest of this mudroom area. So that lantern is from the Courtyard Oasis kit. I think the chair might actually be base game. It's either base game or like movie hangout stuff for one of those packs. And then this is actually like a debug island living plant, the 2 palms, but I just sized it down and stuck it in that planter, so it looks like it belongs there. And here I am putting 2 quote-unquote windows. Not really windows, they're kind of like archways with a little fence piece in the middle, but I thought they looked really nice here and let in just a little bit more light into the rest of the entryway, where, so it's not so closed off. And here I think I do a hanging plant on the wall, and then alongside the door I put 2 slatted windows, also from Island Living. I think that looks really nice there, and it actually matches that wood tone so well. I just moved that hutch over slightly, and that is pretty much it. I think just a little bit more clutter and maybe some curtains. Thank you so much for joining me here today, and I hope that you will like and subscribe to my channel, because it really helps me out. I'm trying to really make this a regular thing for me. It is a good hobby and I do enjoy it, but it would be great if it could be lucrative for me and my family as well. So if you like this and you have friends who like these kind of videos, I would really appreciate the recommendation. Enjoy the rest of the landscaping and the music and the screenshots, and I will see you guys next time. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks guys, see you next time.